This is the VIP interview, and today we're talking to James Latham, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of OpenText, a very large Canadian company, and he's here talking at their annual conference here in Singapore. James, welcome to Singapore.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we start talking about OpenText, James, can you perhaps tell me a little bit about your own background?
I've been in marketing since the early part of my career, which was at IBM, and I then spent 5 years at Lotus Development Corporation in the marketing area, and subsequent to that in several enterprise software firms around the world. I've also spent several years in marketing agencies. I was at McCann for 3 years prior to joining OpenText, and I was responsible for the strategy and analytics practice there.
Could you give me some idea about what you will be talking about to your customers and your partners at this conference?
Well, at the OpenText User Conference for Asia here in Singapore, we've been focused on how companies can extend their marketing reach, how our customers can reach their customers in a more compelling way, and how they can maintain sort of the global brand management for their organizations. There's a couple of things that we focus in on when we talk about brand management for our customers. Our customers are large multinational corporations, and they seek to engage in a compelling way with their customers. And that means traditionally having a globally consistent brand. So having a way that they can manage the now more and more digital assets in a way that's compelling, it's easy to distribute, but maintains control of that brand no matter where you are in the world. And so we've been sharing with them our ideas and thoughts, technologies that help support that activity. The other major thing we talk about is creating better customer experiences. The customer is now in control of their messaging, if you will, from all of their organizations. And so the idea of just broadcasting your message out and expecting customers to respond, that's an idea that's time has passed. And so now the idea of engaging in the customer with social media, with providing the ability for customers to recommend and advocate for your brand, all those sort of compelling capabilities are much more important to the brands, our customers, in order that they can create those new, better, more compelling experiences for their customers.
So how would you help a brand become better engaged with its customers?
We have a suite of products that are designed to create a better customer experience. And they focus on engaging with the customer through the web. Products that allow you to engage with your customer and understand their engagement with you via social media and social collaboration frameworks. So building a community, if you will, of your customers and allowing that interaction by and between the customers is sometimes a very compelling aspect to how customers want to interact with your brand. I think the other way that customers are trying to understand and interact with brands revolve around their connection with the brand. And largely from a brand management standpoint, that means making sure that you're producing the right kind of messaging and being able to reuse and reproduce and repurpose that messaging. So the idea of perhaps writing a white paper, as an example, for a B2B marketer, and then taking snippets of that white paper and distributing it through blogs, Twitter, other social media platforms. And so the customer can then find the kind of information that they want in the form or format that they want, or they're used to, or they desire. And they pick that out of this sort of stream of digital assets that are flowing from your brand, as opposed to being broadcast, per se, through broadcast media.
When you work for a customer, is that a one-off relationship, or do you continue working with them?
There always is an ongoing relationship with our customers, as again, they tend to be large global multinational organizations. And so the needs of those customers don't sit still in time. So whilst we built a customer experience management platform for them, they always need access to newer technologies, connections to newer technologies, and the ability to deploy these new technologies in a multi-channel marketing framework that continues to support their brand objectives. We have great relationships with many large customers. Some of them have completely revamped their approach in order that they can create these more compelling user experiences. So if you looked at Marriott.com, the big hotel chain, 3 years ago, you would have seen a pretty straightforward book a room kind of site. But in the last couple of years, Marriott's extended that, not only on the web, but through their mobile interactions, so that they have a much more compelling blog, community, and experience on the web that allows customers to explore Marriott properties, to understand the differences, and to perhaps even envision a different kind of Marriott experience. And they're all doing that through the web. Another one that I like and that is really an interesting one is Behr Paints, B-E-H-R. And Behr Paints allows you to essentially build or paint or colorize a room online through this web experience. And so you can get a picture of what your house might look like using a combination, a well-designed combination of some of their more than 4,000 paints.
James, I know you have some very large clients, international brands, but what about somebody who's running a smaller company? If I was the brand manager of say, a medium-sized business, would I still be talking to OpenText?
Well, OpenText has about 17,000 customers around the world, so we have a lot of mid-sized as well as large enterprise customers. Typically for web experience management, we are providing a pretty broad and comprehensive set of capabilities, but that's not to say we can't solve the needs of the mid-sized company as well. Our conference is just beginning today.
Oh, I see.
And what we did today is talk to our partners for the Asian region and share with them our plans and ideas and the new ways that we're supporting their efforts within and around the region. This afternoon, this evening, and tomorrow, we'll share our plans and strategies with our customers. Our partners are large global players like Microsoft or SAP, but they also include regional players and also value-added resellers, people building products that work with the OpenText products to provide those better experiences for their customers.
James, I know you're in a very fast-moving area. Could you give me some idea where you see OpenText in the next couple of years?
Things do move very fast. They move fast in the enterprise software field. They move fast in the web experience field, as you know. I think that for us in the next 2 years, we'll continue to expand our capabilities in web experience management. We are the largest player in enterprise content management, and we've also extended into the business process management area. So bringing together those three different sort of categories allows our customers to do more, to engage with their customers in new and different ways, and to create those better experiences for their customers.
James, thank you so much for spending time with AdAsia.
It's a great pleasure to be here. Thanks for the time.